Wirst du es ihnen sagen?
Was? What? Huh?
Du weißt, was ich meine.
Why should I have to tell them? Tell them what?
Weil sie immer fragen,
What?
wie es unserem Deutsch geht.
What do I have to tell them? You should tell them.
Nein, du musst ihnen sagen.
What do I have to say?
Weil du der deutsche Student bist?
Yeah, you tell them.
Nein, nicht ich. Du.
Yeah. No, you.
Nein, du.
You.
Nein, du.
You.
Alter, du.
You
You guys really arguing about this? Like, can't one of you just tell them? We're on a time frame, you know, people like to see things quickly. You know what? Fine. I gotta go in the city. I'll take him into the city and I'll tell him. You guys just sit here. You do what you're doing. Play with your phone, play with your laptop. I'll do all the important stuff. There's always just one of us that does everything. I'll take them. Genauso wie wir geplant hatten. Guys, I'm so sorry about those guys in there. Sometimes they can be the exact same person, and then other times they're completely opposite. German Jacob, the guy with the glasses, he can be so structured and so organized sometimes. It can be so good. And then the other one with the hat, Australian Jacob, he just goes with the flow. And sometimes they form together to make this great team, and then other times they just butt heads. Thankfully, I'm in the middle of the two. I'm YouTube Jacob, so this is my channel, Punting for the People. If you don't know who I am, I'm an Australian and I'm living here in Germany. What German Jacob was trying to get Australian Jacob to talk to you about is our German journey. We have been in Germany for nearly 4 years. We've been through a lot of stuff, whether that be 2017, 2018 in Dresden, or last year and this year in Hildesheim. But there's been something that I've been going through in my journey lately that I want to touch base on, that I want to keep you guys updated about. So, as I mentioned, we have to go into the city for a little bit, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about our German journey and my experiences I have had. Before we do go into the city, if you like that intro, consider giving the video a nice big thumbs up. So there are two reasons we've come into the city today. The first reason, obviously, I want to get some nice B-roll for my video. I don't want you guys to sit there and see me and the other two just talking and not doing anything really exciting. And the second and more important reason is German Jacob is a bit structured, a bit organized. Australian Jacob is kind of a bit more laid back. My trait, YouTube Jacob, is I leave everything to the last minute. So I need to get something from a store in Hildesheim for Sunday for the live stream. so I'm pretty sure I got what I needed. They didn't have exactly what I wanted. It wasn't in stock, which may be a problem, but what I got was a little bit more expensive, but I can use it in my vlogs as well. Not this vlog, but maybe in a couple new ones. So hopefully it works on Sunday. I'll have to test it when I get home. I'll show you it when we get back to the apartment. So we're gonna jump on the bus again. We're gonna head back to the apartment so I can sit down and talk to you all about this video. Okay, so we are back now from in town, and what I needed to get was this lavalier microphone. I was looking for a connector for my mic that I've got on top of the camera to plug into my phone, but they did have this. It was about €3-4 more, and I thought to myself, I might use this a bit more than the little connector for the microphone. So I'm hoping that this actually works out being a smarter purchase, and it plugs directly into my phone, and I can also use this one with my camera. So hopefully this works well for the live stream. Like I said earlier, if you're not aware, there will be a live stream on Sunday. Make sure you tune in and ask your questions. As you guys know, I've been on a bit of a journey inside of Germany over the last couple of years. I started out in 2017 in Dresden playing for the Dresden Monarchs, and also played there in 2018. Between 2017 and 2018, I went home for about 5 months. And then last year in 2019, I came and signed with the Hildesheim Invaders in Hildesheim. I loved it here. I love the apartment. I love the team. I love this city. Everything is great. So as I was kind of thinking at the start of 2019, I wanted to stay here over the course of the off season and not actually go home. And this is part of my German journey, is I had to get a visa that's longer than the season, because normally our season visas are temporary. They're from April through till about October. I didn't have one. So that began the process of me trying to figure out how to stay longer in Germany. That began my next step in my German journey, and this is what we're talking about today. I needed to find a job. The problem with that being is I'm not an EU resident. I'm not from inside the EU. I don't have an EU passport or a German passport. The rules differ a little bit for me. I need a job that can only be done by someone who isn't German or even European. So if someone who's European applies for the job before I do, and they're suitable for that job, they get first preference. So that's the first step in the German journey that got a bit difficult. Not only was it looking for a job in a small town like Hildesheim, but also a job that fitted the description that I needed to be able to stay and get a visa. I was able to find a job. You guys know, if you've watched my videos, I was doing a practicum. I was doing a practicum which was leading into an Ausbildung. The Ausbildung is completely in German. You have to go to school for your Ausbildung and you have to study in German. So I obviously had to get this job to stay in Germany, but I also had to increase my German skills enough that I could do this job sufficiently and without problem. Because if I can't do it, that means that I'm going to fail and I'm not even going to be able to do or finish my Ausbildung. That begins the next step in my German journey. Luckily, with the practicum, we had it filled out so that I was doing school every single day. We organized myself to be enrolled into a school in Hanover to start my German journey. And being that I've been in Germany for 3 to 4 years, I have picked up a little bit of German, but nothing to the degree of actual language learning. So that is where I began my journey at A1 German. When I walked into the A1 class, they were talking about Die der Das, and I was completely thrown off. I had no idea how Die der Das worked. They were already more advanced in the course, so I was a little bit set back. I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to do it. And obviously, because all of my visa stuff was relying on me being able to actually finish these courses, not only A1, but all the way up into like a B2, C1 equivalent, I was a little stressed out. But lo and behold, the silly Australian managed to get by. This was my first certificate. I think I posted about it on Instagram right before Christmas time. I passed my A1 German. Ich habe meine A1 Deutsch bestanden. That was just the beginning. My Ausbildung was meant to start in August this year, so I was meant to keep doing German this whole time. So I kept going. We had a break over Christmas, and as you guys know as well, I passed my A2 German. In my A1 I got 91%, and in my A2 I got 87%. So I passed the A1 and A2 level, which is the A level. That's the beginning part of it. And I was doing this 4 to 5 hours a day every day, Monday to Friday, and we also had homework. So it was a lot of stress and money as well going into it. My company I was working for was paying for this, so it was a lot of money. So it was a lot of stress on my shoulders that I had to pass this and make sure that I was doing it to the best of my ability. Fast forward a couple months later, each course goes for 8 weeks, so 2 more months into the future. A1 went from November till Christmas, A2 went from January till the end of February, and then B, I got up into the Bs now. B1 went from the end of February or start of March until the end of April. With the B1 course, this is when the crazy situation that's currently going on in the world hit, so we had to move to online learning. I am not an online learner. I have an incredible problem with focus. I have major focusing issues. So sitting at home in an environment like my house or apartment that isn't such a stimulated learning environment was quite difficult for me, but I still managed to get through the B1 German with a sehr gut in all of my marks. And this brings me to the next step in my German journey, and that is that we stayed online. We stayed online learning, and that was kind of frustrating for me because I like being in a classroom and I like knowing that a teacher is there directly helping me. So I started B2, and this school, because B2 does involve so much more learning, B2 is broken up into 2 parts. There is B2.1 and B2.2. So I started B2.1. Also, it was at the end of the B1, start of the B2 course that I actually was made unemployed. I lost my job. So the fact that the reason I was learning German in the first place and the reason I was putting all this pressure on myself to learn this language had now basically been blown up in front of my face. It kind of made the idea of studying online even more difficult, and also it made my mindset towards doing this thing that I was putting so much effort and time into a little bit less. I wasn't as excited to start B2 because of my situation, but of course, any point in time when you're given an opportunity to better yourself, you're going to take it on. And take it on I did. This is the first time I'm actually sharing this with you guys, but I have here my certificate for B2.1 German. I now have the Niveau B2.1 for German. It wasn't as good a score. I got 90% on my hearing. I got 90% on my speaking, which was a real big surprise for me because normally speaking is the grade I have to pull up. And then my reading, my structure in my sentences, and my writing, I got in the average range of 60 to 65%. So I ended up with a 73% B2.1 certificate. So as you can see guys, my German journey has been a very long one. It's been from November until the end of last month. I have been going to Hanover and studying online to get all of these certificates to show that I am capable in learning the language. Obviously, because I did lose my job and that was who was paying for these courses, I will not be doing the B2.2 course. I still do want to continue on this German journey. I still want to learn more about the language. I still want to get better at speaking the language because I do love staying here and being a part of the culture and the community and being able to have better conversations with people who may not be on such a good level of English. But guys, that's just a little bit of a look into the journey I've had through German. I have some exciting news coming up very shortly about my continuation of my German studies and my journey through the German language, and I'll be showing you guys firsthand exactly what I'm doing. I see the comments that people want German speaking videos. I want to do them, but I don't want them to be boring. I don't want to just sit here and talk to you guys in German on my own. I want to engage with other people. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, my talk through my German journey, and just giving you an update as to what's going on right now in Germany with me, with my studies, my work, and my football. My studies is basically the only thing I have a real solid answer on right now. Football and work, of course, is still up in the air, but I will keep you guys updated. If you liked the video, please feel free to smash that like button, and if you are not a subscriber yet and you want to subscribe to the Punting for the People channel and become part of the Punting for the People family, please do consider subscribing. I would love to have you as a subscriber. If you have missed the earlier parts of the video, my live stream this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. German time, make sure to tune in. But guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, my name is Jacob and this is Punting for the People. I'll see you guys on Sunday in the live stream video.